Hey y'all, welcome back to Caitlyn's Corner. So we are still celebrating Aviation Day this week, and today I have for you a fun read called Flying Lessons. So if you're ready, we're going to get started with some flying lessons. Every spring, when the air grew warm, the doves would fly north to enjoy their summer days. As they traveled, they would do everything in exactly the same way. To fly, they would raise their wings, then lower them, and then glide. So there they are. There's the doves raising their wings, lowering them, and then gliding. To pass the time, they would coo, coo the same tune until their beaks grew tired. When they could no longer flap their wings, the birds would rest on a wire above the highway. There they would count the passing cars until they fell asleep. So they're going to rest on the electric lines. After finally arriving north, the doves would settle into their separate trees. They always passed their days the same way. First, they caught an early meal. Ooh, an early meal? What kind of meal is that? It's a worm. Then they took a dip in the bath. They're taking a little bath. And the rest of the day they sat waiting for their eggs to hatch. This is the way that things were, and they saw no reason for a change. So they liked their little life of routine. One year, however, while they were traveling north, a strange bird joined them. No one said anything, but something about the newcomer really ruffled their feathers. You see the newcomer? Ooh, the doves aren't quite pleased with that. For one thing, he didn't seem to have feathers. He was covered in hard metal. He was also much larger than any bird they had ever seen. Look at that big bird. Is that a bird? While most birds flapped their wings up and then down and glided, this bird didn't move his wings at all. So the wings aren't moving. When the doves tried to coo, his loud hum drowned out their music. Resting along the highway was impossible. The stranger made them so nervous that they couldn't sleep. So they can't sleep. That big bird can't sleep on the electric lines. When the flock arrived north, the outsider had difficulty finding his place among them. Aw. He scared his breakfast back into its hole. Uh-oh. He can't get the worm, can he? He made a splash in the bird bath. I think he made more than a splash, don't you? And caring for eggs was completely out of the question. Look at this big bird. I think he broke the egg and the tree. Finally, the doves were fed up. "You are not one of us," they squawked. "Go fly with your own kind." The bizarre bird did not want to leave his friends, but he could see there was no place for him. The flock watched as his jet stream trailed across the sky. Then they returned to their nest to sit over their eggs. So the poor big bird had to leave. They kicked him out of the flock. Later that summer, an early Arctic chill surprised the doves. "What are we going to do?" they wondered. "We cannot fly south now. It's too cold." Uh-oh. Are they stuck up there? Suddenly, they heard a familiar, loud hum above them. They looked up and saw the bizarre bird making his way through the frosty sky. Spotting his old friends below, he landed. "Why are you sitting there shivering?" he asked. It's too cold to fly south," replied the doves. "We can barely move our wings." Uh-oh. "As you have pointed out, I cannot fly with you. replied the big bird, "but if you hop aboard, then you can fly with me." The big bird, who was actually a passenger airplane, opened his door to the doves and prepared for takeoff. Wasn't that nice of the big bird? And they are boarding the plane. The birds cautiously boarded, buckled their seat belts, and took off into the sky. So there's the doves in the plane. As they journeyed through the clouds, the doves saw things differently than they had ever before. That day, the plane did more than save the doves' tail feathers from freezing. He showed them a new way to fly. And that was very sweet of the plane / big bird to come and rescue the doves. So I hope you enjoyed flying lessons. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.